Welcome back, everybody. Just had a interesting topic that just came across my news feed in YouTube. Let's go ahead and go there and see what's going on. Here we go.
Kentucky had another episode where he froze and was unresponsive. Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican of Kentucky, had another episode where he froze and was unresponsive during a news conference that happened today in Covington, Kentucky.
Sort of talk about what? Running for re-election in 2026. That's right.
Oh, wow.
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026?
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry, you all were gonna need a minute. Any?
He could say, yeah.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
What numbers is planning for when you're based on the campaign trail when Kentucky's over in November?
Senator Daniel Cameron, do you have a comment on Daniel Cameron?
Well, I think the government race is going to be very close. Far and away the best candidate we could have nominated. And
Y'all wrong for that. Okay, y'all are dead wrong for that. This man clearly has some health issues going on. And maybe there should be, and I'm not trying to be funny here, but maybe there really should be an age limit, at least a health assessment. Some type of clause or something, because this is at minimal embarrassing. And then you're saying, okay, well, you know, CJ, you going a little too hard or whatnot. But I mean, okay, think about it like this. He is a big name of the Republicans. You know, like he's the senator, like he's the voice, he is the guru of the Republican Senate. Okay. You want someone out there that portrays clarity of thought. You want someone out there that shows that they are strong, that they're alert, that they are ready for hard questions and things like that. We are literally watching Mitch McConnell break down on national TV. That's not a good look. It's not. I mean, granted, we don't, as this platform goes, we don't necessarily agree with everything that the Republican Party tries to push and so forth and everything. Those are political views. But I'm looking at him as being an older man that needs help. And these, I'm pretty sure you have PR reps, public relation reps. I'm pretty sure you have someone that, you know, off camera and giving advice as to who should be in front of the camera. You know, now the childish part of you is probably, you know, being like, oh man, okay, yeah, he got froze again. But then let's look at it from this, like one of these days he might get up in front of the camera and he may actually go ahead and ascend. So yeah, I mean, I get that they what they're trying to do, and they're trying to get him to, look like he's competent and clear of thought. But he's just gotten too old for this. He's got, and it's time for him to just be taken care of medically and retire, dude. Just retire, resign, whatever it takes for a senator to do, of his caliber, of his stature, whatever. It's time for him to sit down. Let's continue.
And increasingly, Republicans back the government on the Democrat left. It's fine for. So I'm optimistic that Daniel will be our next governor.
The incident is not dissimilar from what we saw at the Capitol just over a month ago. Senator McConnell, who is 81, was hospitalized in March after suffering a concussion after he fell at a hotel here in Washington, D.C. Since then, CNN has reported on other instances in which McConnell fell that his office had not disclosed. Let's bring in CNN's Manu Raju and Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Manu, first to you. Obviously it's difficult to watch this. How is Senator McConnell doing now? What is his staff saying?
Well, his staff is saying that he is feeling, quote, fine, and they said that.
See, they need to stop that mess.
Doctor before he had a second event in Kentucky, a private event later in the day. But there's no word yet on what the doctor told him, what the diagnosis was, or why exactly he froze. They did say that he paused because he was feeling lightheaded at that moment. And the similar explanation that they gave back in July when he froze for roughly 30 seconds during that news conference. After that incident happened, I had asked McConnell whether or not that was related to the fall that he had in March when he hit his head, suffered a concussion, broke ribs. He didn't say if that was the case, simply said that he is fine. So not much indicating of what no real
no
office, but the underlying cause of all this, but undoubtedly causing some concern. He has been on the phone, Jake, with some other Republicans, including the number 2 Republican, John Thune, someone who could potentially succeed McConnell as leader. Thune said that in a statement that McConnell sounded like his usual self, was in good spirits, but didn't provide any other details other than that, Jake.
All right.
No, because
you're a neurosurgeon. I don't want to be rude about it, but that's not somebody who just feels lightheaded.
exactly. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, what we see is someone who essentially is freezing, and this is a term that's often used when describing various neurological things. He's obviously freezing. He's not saying anything. His face is sort of frozen in that position. But also even his hands. If you look at that video, his hands are sort of.
And he was gripping that podium. Like, I don't.
To get him to raise his hand, he's sort of really holding on very closely.
He was holding on to that podium, like
very tightly, I should say, to that lectern.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that can sort of come to mind. The more you know about the various neurological conditions, the longer the list is. But certain things like stroke or things like that are probably less likely. He walks away and he's moving his arms.
He couldn't even move his hand off that podium.
Likely as well. It's about 30 seconds. Where
And you can tell, and he's tightening up his mouth like that. He is really trying to hang on.
That his aides don't seem that surprised by this. So we've seen this episode a couple of times, but you get the impression that it happens more often because this is something that they're used to dealing with. And if I remember correctly, as Manu has reported, last time it's not even clear that he saw a doctor after these episodes. So they don't seem like they're that entirely surprising. So while it's, as you say, hard to watch, doesn't seem like this is just lightheadedness, seems to be something that is really ongoing. Someone who has a Parkinsonian-like condition, for example, whose medication is wearing off or something like that, that's something that could sort of explain this behavior. But as I said, Jake, it's a long list of possibilities here.
Yeah, and again, I don't mean this in a discompassionate way at all. My mom turns 81 literally today. My dad is 83. We all see the effects of aging, not only on ourselves. I'll exempt you from that, Manu, but on our parents. But this is concerning.
Like, this is not even funny. Like,
Sanjay, both McConnell and his aides repeatedly asking reporters to speak up. That doesn't seem all that unusual necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, look, once you get over the age of 60, and I'm not there yet, but 1 in 3 people will have hearing loss. If you get closer to 85, he's 81, but you get closer to 85, 1 in 2 people have hearing loss.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna push back on that one real fast. That clearly was not an issue of someone not being able to hear you. I've been around people that are more seasoned than me, and if they can't hear you, they will tell you. Like, that clearly was not a thing of, hey, what'd you say? Now I'm old now speak up, because that's what older people will let you know. Like, they will let you know, hey, you doing all that whispering, you gotta speak up. They're still interacting, they're still alert enough, they know that you're speaking. That's why they're there. So that was not a situation where anybody, whether they were up front or in the back or whatever, that was not a thing of where he could not hear them, and that's why he froze. No, Mitch McConnell froze because there's something like how the evidently this is the medical expert on the panel is saying, this is something that is neurological. Okay, we see it in stroke victims, you see it in that, you know, there's something going on, and instead of them just letting this man retire, you know, you still got him out here, you know, in front of cameras and stuff like that, and doing conferences and everything. It's time to let it go. Put somebody else there. You have plenty of Republicans that share his views and so forth and everything. I'm pretty sure there is somebody out there that will be more than willing to take up Mitch McConnell's mantle.
But, you know, again, I think to your point, these questions were pretty loud. He was able to hear them afterward. Is this more sort of being distracted by what else is going on in his body and his brain at that point? These freezing episodes, is it buying time in some way to allow him to not be freezing as much? You know, so there's different possibilities here. It could just be hearing loss, which again is not that unusual. But there does seem like there's something more going on here.
And Manu, with Senator Dianne Feinstein having her difficulties, not to mention the discussions about the ages of both President Biden and Donald Trump, this is certain to renew conversations about our aging political class.
Yeah, and McConnell's future itself. I mean, he just won the election in 2020. The question is, will he run for re-election in 2026? He's the longest serving Republican leader of any party in the Senate history. The question is, will he continue to serve beyond this Congress? He said that he'll serve for the next year, but what about the year after that? And if he steps aside, then that will open up a whole effort to try to replace him, a campaign, an effort that is already perhaps underway, according to some Republicans who are watching some of these potential successors very closely. So we'll see how that takes place. But a lot of questions about his future.
It needs to happen now. I'm not trying to be funny, and I share the same sentiment as the host of this particular show. Listen, we can argue politics back and forth all day. You know, everybody ain't going to agree with everybody. But if it's one thing that should be not even a partisan, it's just some things that should not be partisan. And when it comes to humanity, seeing, you know, someone other than yourself, we call them neighbors, that are clearly in some sort of physical, mental, emotional distress, and you not have a heart enough to have empathy, sympathy, some type of feeling about it. I mean, that's crazy. Now I know there might be some that will see this recording and be like, that's what they get, whatever. Take it easy, man or lady, because this is like one of those situations where, you know, people would be saying, you know, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy and things like that. Because mental health, physical health is very real, just as much as mental health is, emotional health, all of that. And obviously, Mitch McConnell is going through something, and shame on towards anybody in his party that has not taken his situation serious enough to, regardless as to how they feel, how they want to show, I don't know, set a record, break a record, whatever. I don't know. Some things is just not worth you trying to, I guess, posture, show strength or whatever. This not at the cost of Mitch McConnell's health. But anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know if you just tell me what you think about the coverage here. How do you feel? And we'll catch you on the other side. Thank you guys for watching.